Hello everyone, this is Toby with Birdsong Studios. Thank you so much for joining me here on the channel. I appreciate so much your time, your attention, your energy, and your openness to these messages. If you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you find the messages meaningful and helpful for providing some clarity in your life and going forward. So we are going to begin messages for Divine Masculine today. A reading for the Divine Feminine will follow in the next couple of days. And I want to remind everyone that these will not be gender specific. These are in regards to the Divine Masculine and Feminine energies that reside within all of us. So as I was initially guided to begin this set of readings, I felt a clear, oh look, and we have the star ancestor showing up on the split, as well as the air guardian. Just a little preview for our reading, I think. Yes, for sure. Because I was guided by my cosmic family to bring forth these readings, and in relation to, or I was reminded of, and I say reminded of because it feels like this star ancestral knowledge, reminded of the connection between the balance within ourselves as humans and how that correlates to, mirrors, and impacts the balance within nature and on Mother Gaia as a whole. And the reminder that as we balance and integrate our divine masculine and feminine aspects within each of us as individuals, the greater impact it has on the planet, not only the collective of human beings that reside here, but the collective of the nature around us, in the plants, the animals, the soil, the water, the air, and the greater impact that doing this work has on all of us. And I keep getting the as above, so below, as within, so without. Oh, yeah, that gave me chills. Okay. So let's see what comes forth from the Ancestors, or Angels and Ancestors deck from Kyle Gray. And I'd like to ask all of you to take a deep breath in, hold, and then release out slowly. Let's really ground ourselves into this space, connected our feet to Mother Gaia, and our spirit to Source and the divine above. Oh, we have two. Oh, we have Wise One, grow within your current situation, and the Elder, move beyond ancestral patterns. Oh, so much wisdom when these cards for the Divine Masculine. And I'm getting, see the drawings behind him. And see how we have this curving path. And then these spirals. Here's one, here's a spiral, here's another, oh, wrong way. Here's another one. Here, you can see that better, sorry for the angle there. See those spirals? But these are the spirals that we've traveled on through our soul journeys, and we've reached greater states of awareness in different areas and consciousness through these travels and these journeys. And the process is meant to move us beyond these ancestral patterns. What wisdom can we gain from our elders and our ancestors that allow us to transmute and alchemize the ding, we have a a spirit is giving us a little tick mark next to that. To transmute and alchemize that, the learnings, the trauma, the pain, the wounding, the blockages and resistance that we have gained through lifetimes, but also getting back to the wisdom of when we were greatly connected to the earth with this Aboriginal figure, when we worked in tandem with Mother Gaia and nature, rather than, the word I'm getting is enslaving, guys, but in working or attempting to enslave nature for our own benefit. And there's a lot of wounding there, because I'm feeling this disconnect between the divine masculine and Mother Gaia, and in that imbalance, that unequal relationship, that relation that where the human embodiment of the divine masculine is only taking from Mother Gaia, and a necessity to get back to even though we're moving, it's that polarity, right, of the moving, the two sides of the same coin, and this keeps coming up for us, and it will continue to until we integrate these lessons. And honestly, for our time here on Earth, this is going to be a lesson going forward for many, many years. But it's the discernment to understand the wisdom in our ancestors and available through our ancestors, from our ancestors, and then the discernment to see what patterns may have evolved from that are no longer supportive of the path we're on, I'm seeing an image of a dead end. We've reached a dead end with those patterns. And so how can we transmute those into knowledge and wisdom, so we learn what pathways we want to create going forward? And then with the wise one, the figure has an owl on its shoulder and a raven on its arm. And it says grow within your current situation. And so I feel like these are what we were just referring to, the wisdom of, and I'm seeing the raven is the knowledge of the past, and then the owl as this higher perspective, and this figure as the person, the energy who is integrating the knowledge together to allow it to form wisdom and expansion and growth as we move forward. Ooh, really beautiful messages, Divine Masculine. Okay, so let's see. We're going to go to the Mystical Shaman Oracle now for a little bit more information. And I think our star ancestors were coming through there in the very beginning to remind us that ancestry does not, especially for the star seeds here and the light workers, but the star seeds in particular, your wisdom doesn't only, your ancestry doesn't only come from earth-bound, is what I'm hearing, beings, but also your star family, your star ancestors. And so Divine Masculine, speaking to them, opening up to the wisdom that they have to offer, they can help in this process. And by allowing us to come to this more balanced place we are able to help create or recreate balance here on the planet, because I'm getting there was a time of balance many, 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 many thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of years ago here on Earth. And some of you have knowledge of this time. Your soul was here during this time, or during that time of balance. And to not be fearful of, oh my goodness, it all fell apart. Yeah, not be, and because of what I'm just about to say, to not be fearful of reaching back for the knowledge from then, because at that point, at that time, things did fall apart into chaos, and it helped create a situation where we are now with this imbalance and this taking this enslavement of Mother Gaia and nature. But we have new wisdom now that we're adding to this. We can take the learnings from the chaos that erupted and choose to make a different pathway for ourselves, for Earth. Wow, Divine Masculine, you're getting some deep messages today. Okay. You have to be open to it, though. I'm feeling a real tightness in the heart chakra. So remember your heart chakra frequency music when you're sleeping, especially when you're sleeping or meditating, but I'm getting especially when you're sleeping, because the ego mind is shut down during that time, and it allows the healing in to the centers that need it without being blocked by the ego mind. So please keep that in mind. You can find that on many YouTube channels. It's free, and there are beautiful tracks to listen to help heal the heart chakra, to open the heart chakra. I feel like a lot of healing has been done, but now it's time to open up to new levels of awareness, consciousness, and messages from the ancestors that want to come through to you. Whew, okay. They're right there. We just need to give them the space to be able to speak to you. Okay, let's see what we have from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. Oh my gosh, my hands just started shaking. Okay, let's ground. Lightning. Yeah, I just got chills all over you guys. I really feel like when we create this open space and in the heart chakra, that the messages are going to come through like lightning with just such amazing clarity. And we are at a perfect time astrologically for this to occur. Uranus just went direct on the 22nd or 23rd. So in the last couple of days, I'm filming on the 24th of January. And Uranus is known for its lightning strike information or events. A lot of times it shows up as just clarity. It can also be, again, events, situations, experiences that come through with that are like a lightning bolt to your energy and your 3D human beingness, but because of all the blues and what we've been talking about, it feels very heart chakra upwards, and so I'm getting a sense of the third eye, the crown chakra, the soul star chakra, and heart chakra with the green as well. We have number 3, which is that alignment between mind, body, spirit. Okay, so there's another one to come from here to give us a little bit more information for the Divine Masculine, please. Crow showing up again. We have number 13. Number 13 is the sign as the number of transformation in the tarot. It's connected to Scorpio season, which would be end of October through late November, or 19th or 20th of November. He has the spirals on him as well. There's a spiral feather. But I'm getting this amulet here that is mirrored in the moon. Oh, look, and the amulet's right over his heart chakra. And what I was going to say was there's something hidden behind this amulet. It's right over the raven, or the crow's heart chakra. Again, going back to really, and look at all the green, the necessity of spending time, intentional time, to open up your heart to these messages. Because I'm getting this feeling of you're receiving the messages through your third eye and your crown chakra, Divine Masculine, but you're not fully integrating them and bringing them down into your heart, where they can really seat into your body. The heart chakra is the bridge between the upper chakras and the lower, between the ethereal and spirit realms and the physical humanness. We need to be able to not only receive these messages but put them into action, and to do so we have to be able to feel them in our heart chakra, allow them to seep and flow throughout our body so that we can take action on this wisdom. Because this is what's going to be needed to bring us into balance with the divine feminine aspects of ourselves. And that openness in the heart chakra is a surrendering. It is associated with the divine feminine. So it is very much, and we do have a feminine now. That figure, I get, it's interesting because it depends on which way I look at this card. I get a the energy of both the divine feminine and divine masculine in this card. And that's your balancing, right, of the past and the future, of the two sides of that coin. And look at how the moon, I'm getting this revealing energy here in this moon, in this waxing or waning moon. So being open, opening up this heart chakra, this bridge between the upper chakras and the lower chakras, to allow you to really embody and ingrain in, to really seed in this information from your ancestors, from your ancestors from past lifetimes here on Earth, and from your star ancestors. And with that, we're going to go to the Starseed Oracle. I knew they were here for a reason. They were speaking to me as well. And as our star ancestors showed up here right at the beginning, and again we get a ding from Spirit that the star ancestry is really important here. It's interesting they're correcting me though. They are really important, but again, it's about balance. It's not of designating importance. Oh, and now my nose is itching. it's not of a designating importance of one ancestral lineage over another. It's in the recognition of the value of all of them. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Thank you, Soul Cosmic Family. Okay, now I'm getting really, really warm. Wow, really, really warm. And it's not warm in here. It's cold this morning. Okay. And they're asking me to take one more before I turn them over. I'm not clear on where the heat is coming from yet, guys. It feels like it's linked into that chaos energy that we talked about before. The destruction, and I'm seeing burning of buildings. The destruction that happened in a previous lifetime or previous lifetimes. One in particular. But our ancestors in spirit are asking that the divine masculine not hold on to or to release that. That is the moving beyond of the ancestral patterns. Okay, that's where that's coming from. The fear that came about from being in a place of balance and having it turn into chaos and create the foundations for where we are now. So not holding on to that fear, but breathing through it, transmuting it when you feel that fire associated with opening your heart. These are all linked. So divine masculine, it's going to be really important for you to breathe through that and really ground yourself into Mother Gaia, because she's holding us and supporting us through this process. She is not fighting against, well, okay, I won't say she isn't fighting against us, because at some point she is, and it's not that she's fighting against us, she's fighting for balance, and we happen to be in the way. Because in a lot of ways we are the resistance. We are the blockage to that. So if you feel that heat when you're working through opening up your heart chakra, to really breathe through it and surrender into, this is where you need to access your divine feminine energy, divine masculine, and this is the work. This is creating balance. It's knowing when to surrender and allow those emotions and sensations to exist and then release and then to pass without any interference from you. It's only important that you witness them and allow them. Because see, now that I've talked us through this, it's shifted, and the fire, it's transmuted, not to one of destruction, but one of inspiration and motivation to move forward. Oh my gosh, we have the cosmic heart. Well, isn't that beautiful? And then we have water your garden, and just as we were talking about fire and body care and tenderness and rest, the cosmic heart, devotion, potency, making your life a moving prayer. Yes, it's very important to make sure that you're nourishing your body through through this time, this experience. Especially if you're feeling that heat, you're feeling that tightness in your heart, you're feeling, if this is really resonating with you, so working on opening that heart chakra, it's going to require you to be tender with yourself, to give yourself grace, to give yourself rest, to recognize when your body is speaking to you. And these messages keep coming up in different readings, guys, and so they are very important through this process. As we're doing this work, rest is a critical part of the work. You have to allow yourselves to, and which was it? Was it earth signs that we just did for the new moon? I think it was earth signs where rest kept coming up. The need to transmute this it's more than a need. I'm trying to think of the word, but I can't think of the word. But this drive is the word. The drive to stay busy all the time. That drive comes from the ego space. It comes, there are multiple reasons for it, and I'm not going to go into each one here, but for this, it comes from the ego space, and it's look, and now my palms are like sweating, which is very unusual. Again, there's that heat. The palms sweating, this nervousness around being still, because in the stillness, that's when we can feel. In the stillness, that's when our heart can really speak to us, when we can hear it. It's always speaking to us, but when we can hear it. And it can be uncomfortable to hear what our heart has to say. It can be uncomfortable, certainly, to tap into the ancestral wisdom, to the messages that our ancestors are offering to us, they are sending to us. But that's our work here. It's to open to this cosmic heart, to the cosmic heart that's within each of us. The divine is within each of us. So devoting ourselves to making our lives a moving prayer, a prayer to the divine within each of us, the divine within nature, the divine within the collective, the divine that comes directly from source, the divine that is source, the divine that is within spirit, within our guides. Recognize the importance of all divine light and love. And really devoting ourselves to maintaining an awareness of that, and allowing that to move us forward through this process. The water soothes the fire. We don't want to drown ourselves in it. See how this figure is halfway in it? So it's soothing, but it's not putting it out. It's soothing, allowing us space to transmute. See, the heart chakra area is out of the water. So allowing us to transmute that fire, the fire that came from destruction and chaos, into the fire that inspires us to action, to making these changes. Creating new structures that allow us to move in tandem with nature, to honor her, not to enslave her. Okay. Let's see. Gosh, I almost feel like ending it there, guys. I think I'm going to. I had in mind pulling some tarot cards as well, but we have, okay, let me pull a couple. I'm going to pull a couple tarot. Let's see if we have some, this is the Gilded Tarot. Whoops. Okay, this is not the right deck. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we're going to use Tarot of Dreams by Cyril Marchetti. Because I'm getting some sort of time significance here, and this is what often I get some timing aspects when I use this deck. We're going to shuffle one more time. We've got the Star. That is Aquarius energy. So certainly this, and we are starting out, we are early on in Aquarius season. Okay, what do we have to add to this for the Divine Masculine, please, Spirit? Ancestors, cosmic families, star ancestors, soul ancestors, earth ancestors. What do we have to add to this, please? Remember to breathe, guys. Your breath is going to be really important. This is going to be, we have the Page of Cups, this is going to be a new emotional experience for you. And that speaks back to the heart chakra and opening that up. And if you, I keep looking at the Crow card, number 13. So I'm feeling like and we've talked about this before too, if you've seen some earlier videos, we talked about the importance of birds, and that came up in one of the earlier readings. About, it may have been the Mother Gaia reading. So the importance of the signals we get from Spirit through the birds, the messages that we get. So if you're seeing crows, I invite you to stop and listen to what the crows are saying. Just connect into their energy. And the first thing, the first physical sensation, the first thing you hear, the first words that come to mind, these are messages to you from Spirit, from your ancestors in Spirit, through the crows, the ravens. And I'm getting a tightening in my throat chakra. Let me take a sip of coffee so I do not cough on you guys. But Divine Masculine, you don't have to share the messages you're receiving from the crows, the ravens. It's there, it's meant for you, because I got this distinct feeling that when I talked about about the crows having messages, this feeling of I don't want to talk about it. You don't have to talk about it. It's for you. You don't have to share it with anyone. So they're asking you to release yourself from that worry, that stress. Those messages are for you, not for anyone else. If you feel called to share them, then surely do. However, it's not a requirement, is what they're saying. So you can release that anxiety. Okay. One more. Thank you. We have the Four of Cups. And we have Faith. Oh, wow. Okay, Faith is linked to, synonymous with the Hierophant in traditional tarot, which is linked to the sign of Taurus. So Taurus season, I feel, is going to be critical for this process, for this process. And then we have the Four of Cups, and that is Moon in Pisces. So we'll have a new moon in Pisces coming up late February. So around that time frame to late February, early March through to mid to late May is going to be important in this process. And then I looked at the timer and it said 34:44. having faith, you are embarking on this process is going to lead you to a new emotional experience, and it's important to have faith in recognizing that anything that's left behind through this process is going to be replaced, and replaced by source, by spirit, by God, by the universe. And so spirit is asking that that divine masculine, and it's interesting that I'm really picking up on masculine type figures in these last two cards, in particular faith and the Four of Cups. It's really important for us to turn our attention away from what we feel has been lost or what has been lost, and focus on what's coming in from spirit. As we're doing this rebalancing divine masculine, as we are working to balance the masculine and feminine within us, not only will our internal world change, but on a collective level, and as I talked about to begin with, this is going to allow for a rebalancing with nature. And so we're going to see changes in the outside world, but they're changes meant to create space for this new balanced state that we're working towards. We can't create the new balanced state on the foundations of what have been in place for so long that led us to an imbalanced state. And I'm really drawn to the yin and yang on this faith card. We have many faiths represented here. So finding comfort in whatever philosophy or religion or spiritual practice brings that to the forefront for you is going to help you in this process as well. Okay. I am going to leave it there, Divine Masculine. I do hope that you found this helpful and that this brought some clarity to how to work with your ancestors and spirit into rebalancing the divine feminine and the masculine within you, in particular what's going to bring the divine masculine energies into balance within you. It's going to help in that process, and how that impacts our world, our home, our planet Earth, Mother Gaia, and the collective. So thank you again for being here. I truly appreciate your openness to these messages, your energy, your support. Please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. That does help me immensely. And if you're interested in a personal reading, the information to contact me is in the description box below. And I will be back soon with the Divine Feminine reading. Thank you again.